maintaining the structure and tone of the original. Consciousness waves, Schumann Resonance, and the Pineal Gland. A journey towards deeper awareness. Brainwaves are considered a complex language that dances within the chambers of our minds, a reflection of the electrical activity of nerve cells, those fundamental units that form the world of our thoughts, feelings, and reactions. Through the electroencephalograph (EEG) device, modern science has become capable of examining and recording these frequencies, revealing an amazing map of the different states of consciousness we experience. But is our understanding of brainwaves limited to merely classifying them and their frequencies? Or are there deeper dimensions that go beyond the limits of apparent science, connected to our health and spiritual awareness?
5 patterns for the dance of consciousness, brainwaves and their manifestations. EEG reveals 5 main levels of brainwaves, ranging in frequency from slow and low to fast and high, each with characteristics and features associated with different states of consciousness. 1. Delta waves, 0.5 to 4 Hz. Considered the slowest among brainwaves, they are generated in states of deep relaxation, quiet meditation, and deep sleep. The importance of delta lies in being a source of feelings of deep empathy, indicating their connection to states of unconscious awareness and emotional connection. 2. Theta waves, 4 to 8 Hz. Often appear during light sleep and also in states of long and deep meditation. Theta waves are likened to the pathway that leads us to our memories and stored information. They are responsible for shifting our focus from the outer world to the internal signals generated in the brain, and they are also the arena of the dreams we live in our sleep. 3. Alpha waves, 8 to 13 Hz. Alpha waves manifest during calm mental activities connected to conscious perception. They represent a calm and ready brain state, which precedes a state of deep focus. 4. Beta waves, 13 to 39 Hz. Beta waves appear prominently when the brain is in a state of wakefulness and conscious awareness, and performs various tasks requiring focus and attention. These waves are associated with conscious perception, resulting from the senses, and represent a state of brain activity, whether that is in thinking, problem-solving, seeing, listening, or receiving various stimuli. Beta waves, in turn, are divided into 3 subbands reflecting different levels of mental activity. Low beta, 12 to 15 Hz, mid beta, 15-22 Hz, and high beta, 22 to 39 Hz. 5. Gamma waves, 40 to 80 Hz. Considered the fastest and highest in frequency among brainwaves, they represent states of intense mental focus, organized, and deep thinking. Gamma waves are generated when the efforts of multiple brain regions converge to contribute to a single focused thought process. Although their frequency exceeds the transmission capacity of nerve signals, recent research has revealed their vital role in the highest levels of brain activity, and understanding the mechanisms of their generation remains a mystery that sparks the curiosity of neuroscientists.
Beyond normal waves, exceptional frequencies, and hidden powers. In some pathological conditions, or under the influence of exceptional forces, brain frequencies may exceed the 80 Hz barrier, reaching much higher levels, 80 to 160 Hz, as is the case in epilepsy and migraine conditions. In contrast, there are rumors of rare cases in which these high frequencies transform into supernatural powers, reaching the point of self-healing from incurable diseases. Although these claims still require strong scientific evidence. In addition to the 5 main brainwaves, some promote specific frequency waves with therapeutic or spiritual properties that exceed the range of normal brain frequencies, 0 to 80 Hz, and reach audible sound frequencies. Among these waves are 852 Hz wave, allegedly used for telepathy between 2 people, according to some claims. 936 Hz wave. It is said to be used for treating chakra and gland imbalances, but caution is advised against its use without the supervision of a specialist therapist. 122 Hz wave, attributed to leaders, grandeur, and feelings of pride, according to claims. 741 Hz wave, used for self-therapy and psychological conditions, as promoted. 639 Hz wave, used for communication with the self and the unconscious, and boosting self-confidence, according to what is rumored. 528 Hz wave, attributed to emotional balance, the heart chakra, and the immune system in alternative medicine. 417 Hz wave, used for getting rid of negativity, according to claims. 396 Hz wave, used for treating fear and anxiety, according to what is promoted. 2000 Hz wave attributed to treating cancers, which is an unsubstantiated scientific claim. 285 Hz wave, attributed to wisdom, consciousness, and perception, and linked to body chakras, according to alternative medicine.
Energy and vibrations, the language of the universe and the secret of life. The essence of life in the universe lies in energy and vibrations. And when we understand how they work and control them, it opens up vast horizons for us to change our moral and social standards, control our emotions, achieve inner peace, and enhance our love for others. When brain vibrations rise to the level of gamma waves, we can practice simple techniques, such as closing the eyes and deep breathing, to calm the self and reduce vibrations, reaching a calmer state, alpha or beta waves. With repeated practice, the subconscious mind gets used to controlling vibrations, so that self-calm replaces anger in similar situations. Ignoring, silence, and listening to calming music are also considered effective ways to control and calm brain vibrations. It is worth noting that an excessive rise in gamma waves, as in complex mental processes and strenuous brain activity, may lead to energy depletion and feelings of exhaustion. In this case, the chakras may need to restore their strength and balance through relaxation and meditation techniques.
Schumann Resonance, the Earth's echo in our minds. In 1952, the German physicist Schumann was able to calculate the Earth's natural frequency, resulting from the electrical discharge accompanying lightning between the ionosphere and the Earth's surface. The value of this frequency was found to be 7.83 Hz, which is known as the Schumann Resonance. Physicist Dr. Herbert Koenig, a professor at Munich University, discovered a correlation between Schumann frequency and brainwaves, specifically alpha waves, which are associated with a state of relaxation and mental calm. Dr. Weaver from the Max Planck Institute conducted a unique experiment, isolating a group of volunteer students in an underground room completely isolated from natural electromagnetic signals. After 4 weeks, the volunteers showed symptoms of circadian rhythm disruption, migraine headaches, emotional distress, and other disorders. However, as soon as they were exposed to the Schumann frequency, they regained their health balance and the disorders disappeared within minutes, indicating the importance of this natural frequency for human health. Other research, such as Dr. Neil Cherry's study in 2002, has confirmed the positive effect of Schumann frequency on human health and the brain, and its role in regulating the hormone melatonin, responsible for regulating the biological clock and sleep, and the hormone serotonin, which affects mood and sexual desire, libido. Some believe that the rise in Schumann vibrations, frequencies in the modern era may be the cause of the changes we are witnessing, whether negative or positive, and that the alignment between Earth's vibrations and human vibrations is necessary to achieve balance and harmony.
The pineal gland and the third eye, the soul's window to the etheric world. The pineal gland, located in the center of the brain and corresponding to the third eye in spiritual concepts, is considered a link between the material world and the spiritual world. Philosopher Descartes described it as the seat of the soul. The pineal gland produces the hormone melatonin, responsible for regulating the biological clock, sleep, sexual activity, memory, and lucid dreams, and is also associated with increased feelings of happiness and improved general health. Studies have linked low melatonin levels to an increased risk of diseases such as Alzheimer's and cancer. The pineal gland also secretes the substance DMT, dimethyltryptamine, believed to be responsible for experiences of insight, manifested sense, clairvoyance, and lucid dreams. Spiritual concepts suggest that opening the third eye chakra and gaining insight is achieved by activating the function of the pineal gland and increasing DMT secretion, which opens the soul's window to the etheric world and enhances spiritual awareness and intuition. Some believe that activating this chakra and being aware of its importance can lead to more beautiful and harmonious societies.
The journey of consciousness between science and spirituality. Understanding brainwaves, Schumann resonance, and the pineal gland opens up vast horizons for us to explore the nature of human consciousness and the connection between body, mind, and spirit. Through meditation and consciousness training, we can influence brainwaves, achieve states of deep relaxation and intense focus, and perhaps reach transcendent states of consciousness that go beyond the limits of ordinary sensory perception. Although some claims related to frequency waves and alternative therapy still require strong scientific evidence, the journey of exploring the secrets of the brain and consciousness is still in its early stages and holds within it a lot of latent potential and promising future horizons.
Momentary existence, the journey of consciousness from the material world to the powers of the spirit. It is of paramount importance for humanity to grasp the reality of its momentary existence, that truth which opens the gates of perception to the highest reality. There exists only the powers of the spiritual world. This deep understanding, despite its apparent simplicity, is shrouded in great complexity amidst the temptations and games of this worldly life, which often exert their complete control over our consciousness, leading us to imagine that the material world is the entirety of existence, and there is nothing beyond it. But the truth manifests in that everything in existence, from the largest star to the smallest grain of sand, is nothing but an energetic accumulation, consisting of masses of information and programs rooted in higher dimensions, which manifest as images and projections in the lower dimensions, reaching our material world that we perceive with our limited senses. We, each one of us, are nothing but an image, an energetic accumulation, and a mass of information. On the physical level, we see our material bodies with their hands and feet, but on the etheric level, other dimensions of our existence are revealed to us. We see four essences surrounding us from the right, the left, behind, and from between our hands, ethereal organs invisible to the physical eye, working to entwine us with our images in the higher dimensions, up to the sixth dimension, to form the base of the spiritual pyramid.
The pyramid's base and apex, the four elements and the fifth essence. The four essences form the base of the spiritual pyramid, while the fifth essence, which is the first and original origin, represents the apex of this pyramid. In this fifth essence lies the spirit, our original I, and the essence of our true existence. The apex of the pyramid, which represents the element of ether, is located in the chest area, where the powers of the four elements that form the base of the pyramid in the sixth dimension, water, air, fire, and earth, gather from their original sources. A question may arise about the necessity of gradual progression through dimensions for spiritual ascent. It is not necessarily required to proceed according to the dimensional sequence. Rather, one can transition directly to the higher, purer, and more refined dimension. This transition may be accompanied by some fatigue and exhaustion as a result of transcending material limitations and limited programming.
The fifth essence, mystery of existence and source of spirit. The fifth essence, or the fifth element, is the source from which everything originated. It encompasses everything and nothing encompasses it. It knows everything and no one knows anything about it. For there is nothing like it, Quran 42:11. Scientists are still, up to this moment, perplexed about it and have given it various names, such as ether or dark matter. In it resides the spirit, and the spirit is from the command of my Lord. This fifth essence is the source of the spirit, and the spirit is from the world of divine command, which is a world that transcends the limits of material creation.
Momentary remembrance and changing consciousness. Our existence is a momentary existence. And momentary remembrance, meaning remembering the reality of our fleeting existence in this material world, is the key to liberation from the constraints of material density. Upon the manifestation of the back-rear essence, we may meet people from the past and connect present events with the past. This remembrance helps us to change our way of thinking and perceive the reality of projection and instantaneous existence. Hope in the hereafter is the hope of transcending the limits of material existence and moving towards the realm of absolute spiritual existence, i.e., exiting the limited box. When a deep remembrance manifests, stating there exists only the powers of the spiritual world, the material world may fade from our consciousness for moments, as if it does not exist, thereby witnessing the manifestations of the hidden powers of the spiritual world.
Dimensions and consciousness, the journey of ascending the spiritual pyramid. The fifth essence represents the first dimension, which is the world of still creation. As for movement, it begins from the second dimension, where things take their directions and embody in the various dimensions of existence. Our realization that our existence is momentary is a true realization. As for seeing ethereal essences, it is not a goal in itself. Rather, it is an indicator of consciousness progress in the journey of ascending towards the apex of the spiritual pyramid. Full presence in the current moment is essential for spiritual perception, and seeing ethereal essences may be a unique personal experience. Thinking about the reality of momentary existence brings tranquility and inner peace, as it frees us from attachment to the transient material illusion and directs our gaze towards the eternal spiritual truth. Seeing a star close to people's faces may symbolize the manifestation of the spiritual lights latent in every human, and a reminder of the four essences surrounding our etheric existence. Consciousness and spiritual perception transcend the limits of chakras and the aura, despite them being part of the human energy system.
Spiritual composition and return to the origin. There is a deep connection between the four components of our etheric existence and the spiritual composition, and the effect of the ether messenger in recomposition after the entry of the ego and the deviation from the original path. Fasting here goes beyond merely abstaining from food to include fasting from everything that hinders the spirit from returning to its origin. Merging into spiritual energy is the path to reaching the apex of the spiritual pyramid and spreading light from a pure heart.
Spiritual development and the bound souls. Spiritual development is connected to the bound or pledged souls. The closer you get to God, the heavier your soul becomes, in a positive sense. Spiritual development follows a gradual path. The striving pursuit must be solely for God, and not relying only on God's apparent mercy, but striving for union with the pure source of divine existence. The journey of wandering deviation is a natural part of the spiritual path. When a person feels danger, they step back to see more clearly and to reach the appropriate speed for progress. Union with the self is an ascent for humanity and dissolution into cosmic existence and transcending familiar paths, because plans change and time may seem to go backwards for the soul to overflow with its meanings and spread the seeds of pure love.
Self-realization and the license to enter paradise. Self-realization is the first step before merging with the spirit. Strengthening morale is necessary to obtain a license to enter paradise. This license comes through turning the wheel of life to comprehend and refine the self so that it remains radiant and building a throne for truth in the heart. Then truth settles on the throne of your heart, embodies and interacts with God's energy, from which emerge great cosmic praises. Humanity is the highest of God's creations, but the material body restricts us and hides from us the perception of our reality and destiny. God's spirit is within us, and the more we free ourselves from the constraints of matter, the closer we get to the spiritual origin. Spiritual experiences, even those that may be painful, are worth the endeavor because they lead us towards deeper consciousness and broader understanding.
Passion for moving to a higher stage. The questioning of why we are here and the feeling that we are living a role that will end reflects the passion for transitioning to a higher stage. The feeling of boredom with material reality and the desire to reach truth and spiritual essences is a natural feeling. Remembering where you came from is the key to knowing where you are going, and this clarifies the goal. Inner stillness can touch the truth, but human impatient nature makes it desire to arrive without taking the long path and experiencing multiple doors. The entire universe is a seed carrying a program that branches into multiple programs, and the journey of consciousness is a journey of discovering this latent cosmic program within us. The journey of consciousness is individual and personal, requiring patience and perseverance, continuous remembrance of the reality of our momentary existence, striving to return to the spiritual origin, and merging into the fifth essence, the essence of true existence. Let us proceed on this journey with open hearts and questioning minds, and let us make momentary remembrance our constant companion on our path towards the desired spiritual perfection.